everyone else. Say hi to YouTube. Hello, YouTube. Hola, bienvenidos. ¿Cómo están? Hola, que le están pasando bien. Welcome to your line, April, ladies and gentlemen. You're all true. True, deity. It burns a lot. With that being said, I appreciate all of you guys being here. I hope you guys are enjoying the series, man. This is another one that hurts, man. It's a Sunday when we're recording these. We tend to do this every Friday and Sunday. And if you guys like the content, hit that like button, subscribe. 69% of you guys aren't subbed on YouTube. So yeah, make sure. But with that being said, your eye in April's taking us to a wild ride because it's reminding me a lot of the traumas that you often experience or hear about in the music industry, just in being a musician. And nice. And also, like, being a musician myself, at least being a former musician, playing a lot of, being a percussionist, being a drum major when I was in high school and some parts in college and stuff. I have to go. It's very late. Jackie, I appreciate you so much for stopping by. Guys, give Jackie some Doritos. I hope to see you around, especially for Friday's stream for Oshinoko. I would love to go ahead and have you on and just, like, ask questions, because I like to ask questions to chat for it. But through all of that, I do want to go ahead and say, thanks, Masters. Why don't we go ahead and just jump into it? I don't see any other reason to stall other than, like, this is probably going to be filled with a lot of trauma, a lot of love, and everything. Thanks, Jackie. You're wonderful. Oh. Bro, you don't even know if he knows how to swim. Me. Literally me. I'm like, I can't even swim. If you told me, hey, jump off this bridge with me, I can float. That doesn't mean I know how to swim. Like, come on, dude. Attempted murder. And we're skipping the intro because the editor almost murdered me. Pro, I love you, but I just don't want you to have to keep dealing with like the music intro and outro. I love you, editors. You guys are the goats. Question for y'all. Do childhood friendships really impact who you are as an individual going forward? Do any of you have childhood friendships that have lasted all the way into adulthood? And if so, how often do you interact with them? Or how much of an influence did they have with you in high school? Or did they fizzle away almost immediately? Oh, Violet. No. I'm gonna hit that doubt button. The nurse knew exactly what she was doing, and you were way too calm with the way that the nurse... What is genuinely going on with your health? There's a different, like... It impacts... There's a difference in the way, like, even as a psychologist, right? And I'm throwing this out there. When you come in and it's your first time in a counseling setting, in a psychology setting or whatever, we know. Oftentimes we know because you tend to fidget a lot, or like if you're not used to coming into to therapy or whatever, we tend to figure that out pretty quickly just off of your interactions, the way that you speak, so on and so forth. Even like for example, I had someone that told me, "Oh yeah, I've been to therapy for a lot of times," and they sat where I usually sit, and I'm like, "Okay." I was like, "All right, sure," you know, and like they're like, "Ooh, just look at the eye." That's what I'm saying is for me it's like she was a little way too comfortable to be with it, and I get it, she passed that on stage, everything comes through with it, but are there more serious health factors at risk, maybe some that aren't visible to the eye? You passing out might be, I'm not even gonna go through a mental health route, just going through like a medical route, like you can have some major underlying issues for them.
なんだけど、いい機会だから徹底的にね。ちょっと無理しちゃったみたい。バイオリンの練習とか、逃げまくる誰かさんを1週間も追いかけるとか、演奏を合わせられない新郎とか。そうだそうだ。お前のせいだ。そうだそうだ。
僕らは本戦に進めなかった。
Oh,
前代未聞、ハプニング満載。失格するのは至極当然。審査対象外、演奏の中断、最悪の事態。
right.
全部僕のせい。君は恨み事一つ言わない。
But isn't there, because I hate to indulge in this. Isn't there like an audience participation as well? Like at least in all of the competitions that I've been, there's the judges' scores, right? So the judges give you a score from like fair or poor all the way to excellent. And then you also have like the audience that can go ahead and like save orchestra or whatever to go on through for a further point in the competition. Or is this just different for soloist and like duo performers? Because I know in some cases, like some competition settings, it can be just like that, where all of a sudden the judges are like, you are ranked fair, you're not eligible to go ahead and continue. You are ranked good, you don't qualify with the amount of points. That's only made to the, oh, fair.
そろそろ帰ろう。長いしちゃまずいよ。
ああ、俺泊まってく。
じゃあ、父ちゃん、また学校でね。バイバイ。
泊まってく。
ダメに決まってんでしょ。ねえ、ピアノは弾いてる？
責められる方がずっと楽なのに。うん、弾いてないよ。
どうして？
He wants you to grow, my boy.
なんか僕にはピアノしかないみたい。
それではいけない。君は忘れられるの。
I have a question, and this might be me overshooting, of course, as always. Could it be that the trauma of his mom could have been a little bad? Don't get me wrong, right? She could have said some mean things, but could it have been that the trauma of losing or like her passing away or whatever may have happened have influenced it to a darker sphere in order for him to try and not cope with the grief of her being gone and being able to take that first step forward? That's where my mind reins in, where sometimes we catastrophize some traumatic scenarios in our past, right? Where they were traumatic. I'm not going to downplay the trauma aspect of it, but we make them out to be much, much bigger than where they originally were, to the point where it takes a physical and emotional toll on us. Or sometimes we do this as a way to go ahead and cope with the scenario and try and draw justification for not being able to properly, say, grieve or properly take the aspect of like, you know, the first step to growth or anything like that. And it's not even like grieving death. It can just be grieving the end of a relationship. Because sometimes that's what people do. You end a relationship and some people pick up an instrument and next thing you know, man, I don't want to talk about her. I just want to play my guitar, you know, like something silly like that. Sorry, my mind's like constantly going through the cycle. And I'm like, how much of this was. Anyway, sorry.
断点模様。
降りそうだな。
早く早くいないのかな。
母ちゃんと何話してたの？
大したことじゃないよ。
じゃあ教えてくれてもいいじゃん。
あ、ケイコちゃん、俺りょうちん。今から会えない？いや、
僕には
だからさ、
ピアノしかないのかな。
スイーツ食べに行こうぜ。
そんなことないよ。後世にはいいとこいっぱいあるよ。例えば。
Oh no.
見てみ、空が。晴れ間。
She's trying, brother.
君は忘れられるの？
Oh. Oh.
俺のスーツ見てるんだ。
びっくりした。
忘れられるの？
Me, whenever you guys want, like, find an anime extremely interesting, I'm just in my own little world, and y'all are like...
俺のスーツ見てるんだ。
びっくりした。何？
葵ちゃんに送る。明日病院行かねえか？明後日退院だって。お祝いでも買っていこうぜ。
2 days for an anemic attack?
喜ぶぜ。きっと。
僕はいいよ。渡り一人で行ってきなよ。
Hello, sus.
少し気まずい。彼女のコンクールをぶち壊したのは僕だ。
Alex, I'm gonna banish you to Master's
で
Realm.
も頼られたのはお前だよ。昴生。
でもそれはピアノを弾けたのが僕だけだったから。
Nah, man, there's more to it than just that.
ただそれだけ。たったそれだけ。
To be someone's accompaniment, it means more than just that, man. If I were to pick someone in chat to be my accompaniment for something, it means that I trust you on the fundamental level. It means that I feel safe enough to perform with you in the good and or the bad, right? She could have gone with any other person, but she decided to go with you, knowing full well the risks that may enable or may come through, knowing full well that like there might be some issues that arise out of that, but she still decided to pick you. I wonder how that sits well with him, or if he's not starting to get jealous out of a scenario like this, where she could have literally gone with the professional but decided not to. Because there's something in you that she wanted to confide in. Oh, okay.
分かってるけどさ。分かってるけど、分かってたまるか。俺に遠慮すんなよ。一緒に行こうぜ。また裸見れるかもよ。
Oh God. He is confused.
俺の華麗なプレイ見てろよ。
気合入ってるな。
ああや。最後の大会始まんだぜ。それによ、あんなもん見せられて燃えないわけにはいかねえよ。あん時のお前ら、目に焼き付いて忘れらんねえよ。忘れらんねえよ。
You know what I think he should do? And this is something that I would find scary, but I would recommend to him. For him to start the self-growth process, and even as a way of saying thank you to her, I think he should maybe start finding ways to go ahead and do stuff on his own as well. Whether that's like entering competitions by himself or something as a way to start growing, right? Because at some point in time, he might need her to accompany him. Show that self-love back. In that aspect, there's a lot of different ways we can talk about self-growth through exposure and whatnot, but like for me it's like, okay, so now that you've experienced it, what about throwing yourself back out there and bringing down the title that you are the metronome to you are just an individual.
君は忘れられるの？
He sees the light. Well,
ピアノは君のほんの一部。
and how much does that happen to everyone? Where we see the answers to our solutions, but we are afraid to grab it. We hesitate to grab that because we think that there might be more at risk here, more at play, and we're kind of terrified of the unknown, or of sometimes even going for it because we've been misconstrued, and there's been so many issues that have popped up a lot.
でもあの瞬間、確かにピアノは君の全てだった。それを無理やり引き剥がそうとしてる。手足をもぐように。だから痛くて痛くて仕方ない。苦しくって仕方ないって顔してる。
Oh, that's also confronting. Oof.
絶対に無理。私たちはあの瞬間のために生きてるんだもん。君は私と同じ演奏家だもの。
いいぞ、ピアニスト。
前代未聞、ハプニング満載。でもここにいる人たちは私たちのことを忘れないでいてくれる。私忘れない。死んでも忘れない。
If I've ever seen a death flag raised, now's the time. But also, what the fuck? Oh, man. There are performances in our lives that we will never forget, moments in our lives that you'll never forget. Maybe getting married, having kids, when their first walk, you know, when you first met your partner, you met a really cool friend, your first experience at a convention, your first whatever. There's certain humiliating moments that you might not come out of your brain for a while, and that might live on as a story for others. Me being a drum major in the podium, ripping my pants, and, you know, me showing full moon to the audience behind me while still conducting. You know, there's a lot of stories out there, but the overall message stays the power and experiences that we can make together, and the power and experiences that you share in your life are something that I guess your memories are priceless, you know. And at the end of the day, I think the power of music is transformative. I think that the power of music and performance and the arts in general is something that a lot of people downplay. I feel like it's one of those things that is constantly being downplayed when it shouldn't be, because the arts is such a powerful, powerful thing.
君が伴奏してくれたから、君がピアノを弾いてくれたから。ありがとう、有馬昴生君。
I can't, bro.
容赦のない人だ。そのまっすぐな瞳。その後ろ姿ですら諦めることを許してくれない。支えられていたのは僕だ。
Oh, what a beautiful what a beautiful shot. Oh. What a beautiful frame.
僕だ。ありがとう。 ありがとう。
そっか。私、また倒れたんだ。
Again. Keyword again. Oh, the same bridge.
まだ水冷たいのに。あんただってこの土橋橋からよく飛び込んでたじゃん。いつも有馬くん突き落としてたし。いいじゃん。後世だって笑ってたもん。よくはないでしょ。
Bro, if they're referencing this bridge as a way to go ahead and like purify him again in the future, or they make him dive off into the waters and for him to start taking the steps, I would literally flip my shit, dude. I'm gonna break my keyboard. I will break a keyboard, not my keyboard, but I will break a keyboard if they use this in an amazing storytelling sense. Because as a kid, you know, you're jumping through it to become fearless again. You're jumping through aspects and through goals to go ahead and meet your developmental milestones and grow and become these certain things. And now that, like, you know, he's that kid again where like, he's hiding and whatnot because mom is there, are they going to push him to go ahead and, like, it might not even, this might be a metaphorical bridge, to go ahead and for him to, like, psychologically start taking those steps. Fantasy and me, we are watching your lie in April. How are you doing, by the way? How'd you find the stream? You practicing that self-care? Yeah, we're watching your lie in April again, and we're talking about, like, for kids, for the developmental milestones and questions like that. If you fall or pass out, like, does that hurt? Afterwards, it does, yeah. If you've ever been knocked out, whatnot, yeah, you don't feel the pain when you know, you feel pressure. But when you wake up, you deal with the after effects, with the damages, you know?
そうだよ。私は知ってるんだ。有馬くんと何かあった？なんもないよ。変なこと言わないでよ。ならいいけど。
Oh, just wait.
だけが取り柄なのに。
Oh, how's that gonna feel for her? Oh, the more I think about it, the more this show hurts. How would you feel? You've been trying to cheer up your friend to get him to start playing piano again, and nothing's been working. This girl comes in, he does a performance with her, and say that you go home and you start hearing... Grace Smurf, thank you so much for the follow, man. I appreciate it. Absolute goat. Thank you so much, man. Hold on. I think my account may be wrong here. Oh, it is. Thank you so much, man. How'd you find the channel, man? How you doing? But imagine that. Like, what would that do to you? Like, if you go home and you start hearing him play the piano, and would feelings of jealousy start popping up in you, where you start imagining or you start feeling like, I couldn't even get him to do that. I'm proud of him to go and start, like, learning how to play the piano again. But I wasn't the one that was able to help him out at all. If you like the person, that is. There's a big attachment sense thrown in here.
目が曇ってる。
お、柏木と椿じゃんか。偶然。
チュース。
Deity.
先輩、ご無沙汰っす。ああ、学ランだ。高校生だ。
卒業以来だな。
Oh no, don't tell me you're gonna get a boyfriend.
変わらずバリバリやってんのか、椿。
バリバリですよ。先輩は？
また1年生はきついよ。雑用ばっか。
I mean, good for you.
やらせたら俺が一番なのによ。
野球部の元キャプテン。かっこよくて頼りがいがあって女子生徒の憧れだった。誰かさんと大違い。
But is that the guy that you dream of? Fuck expectations. Fuck society. Is that the guy that you dream of?
悪くって頼りがいがなくって誰の憧れでもない。大丈夫大丈夫。私はピアノ以外の後世のいいところいっぱい知ってるもの。
降りそうだな。
曇天模様。目が曇ってる。大丈夫大丈夫。なのにどうして不安なんか感じてるの？
なあ椿。
はい。
偶然じゃねえんだよ
野球部の元キャプテン。かっこよくて頼りがいがあって女子生徒の憧れだった。私もそうだった。結局何も言えずその恋は卒業式の雪とともに溶けて終わった。そういう恋だと思ってた。嬉しい。とても嬉しい。
Are you though? Or are you trying to convince
な。
yourself?
真剣だから。
On the piano.
なのにどうして心がキラキラしないんだろう。きっと卒業の頃なら冬の星座みたいにキラキラしていたのに。
So that's a question that often I get asked by a lot of like the teenagers and whatnot that go to group counseling, and I always follow up with, are you truly happy? Like, are you truly content with with this person, with this individual? Are you doing this for you, or are you doing it for everyone else? Because oftentimes there's so much pressure, and especially in denying someone, right? And that's why it's like, she had a boyfriend. I'm the one who called it. I just stealing the spotlight. But no, if she has a boyfriend, then what does that serve, right? Will she truly be happy and content in that relationship? Considering that he's in high school and she's in middle school, they both go to different schools, meaning that he has more propinquity and probably deals with a lot of other people. And I'm guessing they don't have the emotional maturity to like properly communicate and stuff. You know, build up this communication stuff. I don't know, dude. I don't know. My mind wavers.
退院したんだ。よし。
Oh. Oh. Dude, you could have just
勘
approached.
違いするな。
You could have just
彼
approached.
女は伴奏者が必要だったんだ。僕の心を見透かしたように。君はいつも突然。
Oh, she's too pure, dude. She's too perfect. I can't. I can't. And she's good with kids, and she has your playful side with her. Oh. Oh.
何してるの？
見ての通りケンケンパ。誰か待ってるって言ってた。
She was waiting for you. Oh.
ほれほれほれほれ。
何その手。
退院祝いもらってあげる。ないの？
Okay, wait a minute. I take it back. I take it back.
たよ。何かするから。
何でも言うこと聞く。
聞く。
絶
対。
やだ
やっぱり
The little girls were in it too? Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hey, wait a minute. This is just manipulation at its finest. Wait a minute. I would have fallen for this? Oh no. Okay, no, I genuinely think when it comes to this though, she's always like her eyes are so fixed on him because I feel it's a distortion that may have happened. Right? Her knowing him, knowing that he's a part of this world, knowing that he's a part of this musical world, and I don't know how to put it. It feels like a mask that underneath that mask she's probably under a lot of pain. The people who smile the brightest are often in a lot of pain, if we're being realistic, right? People smile, don't get me wrong, and this is not to discredit anyone from being super duper happy, but people who are genuinely super duper like over the top upbeat and like whatnot usually are going through a lot, you know? And that's an aspect that I'm sort of wondering is what type of distortion does she have of him? Is there some way that like her image of him could have been influenced from the past? Like from the past? Where she's trying to build him up into this image of what he was or what he may be. My mind is riveting with a bunch of ideas like this. This is some interesting stuff.
そうだ。ピアノのコンクールに出て。君の番だよ。
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, therapist dude. Take a step back. Hold on. Take a step back. Hold on. Wait a minute.
僕には無理だよ。
どうして？
And called Ash. Ash, I went through exposure therapy, Ash. It wasn't me, man.
まだ怖い？また下ばかり見てる。みんな怖いよ。
It would get him to heal or start the process, yeah.
失敗するかも。全否定されちゃうかもしれない。それでも歯を食いしばって舞台に上がる。何かに突き動かされて私たちは演奏するんだ。
I only know what I know. Yeah, I don't know everything. I just know what I know.
君の言うことすることすべてキラキラ輝いていて僕は眩しすぎて目をつぶってしまう。
僕は大切な楽譜を投げ捨てた人間だよ。奏者として失格だ。お母さんに元気になってほしくて一生懸命弾いたのに。
There's that trauma.
そんな演奏家たくさんいるよ、絶対。やってられるか。お前が弾けって。それでもまた拾い上げて楽譜に向かう。そうやって最も美しい嘘が生まれる。
Please, oh no. Oh no. No. Let's not go into lies. I think we just got out of a show in which we found out how lies end up. Please. I don't want to go into a 10-hour analysis about lies. I appreciate you, but like lies can help out only for so long, right? And it's what impact do those lies exactly, Sophie? What impact do those lies have in your life and why? And through this, I have a feeling that the more I analyze her, the more I think about why she's doing things, I'm like,
私たちまだ14だよ。思い切って飛び込もうよ。こうやって。
Don't do it. Don't do
I predicted all of this, you know. All of it.
And she's the one that pushed him. Yeah, because she's cleansing herself. Don't do it. I don't want to break I'll break a keyboard on Friday, but please don't do it.
キラキラ輝いていて僕は眩しくて目をつぶってしまう。
I'm like, I want him to do it, but I don't.
にはいられない。 瞬間。
行け、世界が変わるぞ。
It's so beautifully put. This anime's 10 out of 10. He's just Lucio from Overwatch. He'll climb back up, you know, not an issue. He'll speed boost out of there. He won't even touch the water. No, but the concept of using water as a metaphor for change is often even sometimes that, like, even a psychologist, a therapist, a good therapist will also tell you, hey, you know what, have you, like, when was the last time you went to the beach? Or references towards water in that sense. It's not even through, like, a spirituality aspect. It's just through a sense of self, right? Which is, like, you know, oftentimes scenery, water, whatnot, can be a great way for us to, like, start interpersonalizing moments of change or big moments in our life to go out and get those change that we need to start again. This is, ooh, I'm not a wizard. I'm not a wizard, okay? But this is great writing, and this is a great way to set this up. This is a phenomenal way to set this up. Holy shit, guys. I'm like dumbfounded. He still doesn't know how to swim? Oh. This is too beautiful.
僕は君と同じ演奏家なんだ。
Oh, what a beautiful episode. The symbolism in this episode alone, I could talk forever about. The symbolism in that itself. Now we're going to start seeing him change. Now he's ready to go ahead and start the process of change. Is there going to be relapses? Absolutely. He already did the whole process of change, and he was about to go ahead and dip out again, but he didn't, so he continued his cycle. What, dude, this is, oh, top tier writing, top tier everything. Where is it at? I thought I had it in here. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. This is, oof. Hold on. Like, in terms of genuine growth and genuine opportunities to go ahead and, like, see a person improve or whatever you want. Oh, I don't have it in there. I gotta get it. It's the systems of change. And I'll bring it up. What I'm talking about is called systems of change. And the way a person changes is through relapse and going through big moments like this. But genuinely, what I'm curious about is, this is going to sound weird, but through an attachment perspective, I feel like they're going to get closer and closer because of propinquity. And then all of a sudden, she's going to put her walls up. I have a feeling that she might put her walls up because she might not want to hurt him. I feel like she cares about him so much more than he even realizes, and they'll get so, like, we might get semblances of what love is, you know, like there might be love or whatnot throughout the whole season, but once you feel like they're about to, like, either, you know, he's about to confess or they're about to make a big move, she might just put her walls up and stay at a distance, because if he does come into her life or whatever, what if she takes on the same role that his mom did? And all of a sudden, there's issues like that pop up. And all of a sudden, for him, the process of change is going to be a lot harder. It would have to be in an environment where there's no music involved. This is where my brain is thinking for a healthy relationship. My mind is going wild. I love the show. I'm really, really enjoying it because there's actually deep concepts at play here. Concepts that we can analyze and talk about. And for you, what was your journey like with Oshinoko? Not Oshinoko, with your line April. Why am I still thinking about Oshinoko? I think it's because I got to post something. How was your journey like with your line April? Did you guys have a good journey watching the show, or did you feel completely devastated by the end of it? Because I'll be honest, as we're going through this, I feel like I'm going to get emotionally wrecked. And I don't know how to feel about that.